Hello, guys. It's me again, your teacher, Jayan. And today we are going to talk about the topic for week number 1, session 3. So let me begin my presentation. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, our topic for today is all about finding the main idea and stating the thesis statement of an academic text. For our specific learning objectives, at the end of this lesson, you're expected to state the difference between main idea and thesis statement, explain the specific ideas contained in various academic texts, state the thesis statement of an academic text, identify parts of a thesis statement, and then lastly, write a good thesis statement. Okay, so let's begin with this activity. So I know that you're already familiar with this. This is what we call the 4 picks 1 word. So I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen and try to answer this 4 picks 1 word. So I'll be giving you 10 seconds to answer. Then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, the correct word is very good. The word is hero. This is our second 4 picks 1 word. Okay, you have 10 seconds again to answer this activity. What do you think is the word for these 4 pictures? Okay, very good. The word is worry. All right. What about this one? What do you think is the answer for this? Mm-hmm. All right. So I think there's something wrong with this because it lacks letter S somehow. Because probably the word for this is star, probably. Or, mm, no, star. We'll see. We'll try to check. All right. So before we proceed to that, let me just ask you a question. How did you come up with the correct answer? Okay. For you to be able to come up with the correct answer in a 4 picks 1 word, you have to be able to connect all those pictures and what? Think of the idea that all those pictures are showing. Very good. So how are those 4 pictures connected? In relation to our subject, academic writing, that pertains to a main idea. So the question is, what is a main idea? According to this definition, the main idea is a central or most important idea in a paragraph or passage. It states the purpose and sets the direction of a paragraph or passage. In other words, a main idea is what is the most important idea or claim on a topic in a certain text. Okay, that is a main idea. I hope that is clear. Now, we have two kinds of main idea. One is explicit and the other one is implicit. When we say explicit, it is directly stated. In other words, you can read the main idea on the text itself. It is stated there. On the other hand, implicit is the counterpart. When we say implicit, you cannot read the main idea in the text. But on the other hand, you have to be able to understand and connect all the details in the text and then come up with the main idea. You are the one who needs to think on what is the main idea being stated by the text implicitly. Okay, in other words, you cannot read it there directly. You have to think about it. Now, the main idea may be stated in the first sentence of a paragraph and then be separated or restated at the end of the paragraph. The main idea may be split. The first sentence of a paragraph may present a point of view, while the last sentence presents a contrasting or opposite view. In other words, just like what I've said earlier, we have the explicit type of main idea. So you can find it actually usually in the first sentence of a paragraph. But that is not the only place you can find the main idea, because you can also find it at the middle or at the end. And at times, we also have a split main idea. So later on, you will see some examples of what I am trying to say. Okay, so question is, how are you going to find the main idea in a paragraph or passage? You only have two questions to ask yourself, and you should be able to answer that. First is, who or what is the paragraph about? Second, what aspect or idea about the who or what is the author concerned with? In other words, number one is asking for the topic. So what is the topic on the paragraph? And then number two, what aspect or idea about the who or what is the author concerned with? What is the author trying to say on that particular topic? That is number two. Now, I have here another set of guide questions. Number one, what is the text about? In other words, topic, identify the topic. Next, what does the text say about the subject? So, what is the author saying about the topic or the subject? Number three, what are specific details about the subject? And number four, what is the opinion of the author about the subject in the text? So in other words, for you to be able to identify what is the main idea of a text, you have to know what is the topic and what is the author mainly saying about that particular topic. Example, paragraph 1. It is often said that lightning never strikes twice in the same place. But this isn't true. Go ask the forest rangers. Rangers who spend their summers as firefighters will tell you that every thunder shower brings several bolts of lightning to their lookout stations. So what do you think is the main idea of this paragraph? Again, you have to find out what is the topic. So what do you think is the topic of this paragraph? Okay, it talks about lightning. And what does the author say about lightning? Alright, let us see where we can find the main idea. Alright, there you go. The main idea of paragraph 1 can be found on the first sentence. Why? Because it talks about lightning. And what does the author say about lightning? That lightning never strikes twice in the same place, but this isn't true. So what type of main idea is in here? Implicit or explicit? It is explicit. Why? Because it is directly stated in the paragraph. Okay, sample number 2. Costs were low that year and the output was high. There was a good person for each job and the market remained firm. There were no losses from fire. All in all, it was the best years in the history of the company. Again, figure out what is the topic in the paragraph. And then ask yourself, what does the author say about that topic? Okay, you can write your answer on the any sheet of paper that you have at the moment so that you can check whether you are correct or wrong. Okay, here is the answer. Costs were low that year and the output was high. There was a good person for each job and the market remained firm. There were no losses from fire. All in all, it was the best years in the history of the company. So why do you think that is the main idea? What do you think is the topic of the paragraph? The topic is all about the best year in the history of the company. So why do you think it is the last sentence in the paragraph? You can ask yourself, what is the paragraph all about? If you can summarize that paragraph in one sentence, which you think is the best sentence to summarize it? That's why the answer is the last sentence. What do you think is the function of the first, second, and the third paragraphs the first, second, and the third sentences in that particular paragraph? Those sentences gave specific details on why is it the best year in the history of the company. I hope you are getting the point on how are we going to find the main idea of a paragraph. Let's oh Next, advertising affects our lives every day. Brand names are common household words. We start each day using toothpaste, soap, and breakfast foods promoted by advertisers. Ads have made the cars we drive sign of our success. Our choices of food, dress, and entertainment are swayed by ads. Not one aspect of American life is untouched by advertising. What do you think is the main idea? Again, think about a topic and what does the author say about the topic? All right. In this paragraph, what type of main idea do we have here? Again, it is explicit. But what did you notice? Where can we find the main idea? The main idea is actually split into two. Okay, the first sentence that is announcing what is the topic all about. The topic is advertising. And then, why is the last sentence also the main idea? Because it adds to the first sentence, which is advertising affects our lives every day. In what way? Because not one aspect of American life, actually we can change that, of Filipino life is untouched by advertising. What about the remaining sentences? All those sentences add rather details to the main idea. Now let us practice. So I have here several guide questions that I presented earlier, and I want you to answer those sentences. Do I have a paragraph? Yeah. I have here one paragraph. Please get a piece of paper for you to write your answer. Influence the way the physical environment of a classroom is extremely important because it can influence the way teachers and students feel, think, and behave. If a student feels pressured, under stress, unhappy, or unsafe, it would be impossible for her or him to learn the lessons planned by educator. Likewise, if a teacher feels unhappy or disorganized because of the classroom's lack of order or detail, the ability for her to teach is greatly diminished. The environment of a classroom serves four basic functions: security, social contact, pleasure, and growth. For real learning and teaching to take place, all four of those needs must be met by the class space. I want you to try to answer these guide questions based on this particular paragraph and present your answer during our online class or synchronous meeting for ABME. For the rest of the section, just write your work on a piece of paper and then include it in the submission. Write the topic, finding the main idea, paragraph 1, classrooms. Alright, what about this one? Okay, the rest of the paragraphs, I'll be posting this presentation for you to answer. Same guide questions, right? So paragraph 2, then paragraph 3, and then paragraph 4.